3 best new HBO Max movies I'm watching this weekend, July 24-26, Mortal Kombat II and More. Not literally, of course. The Watch With Us crew is all about peace and brotherhood. But that doesn't mean we can't stream movies on HBO Max with people tearing each other apart. The streamer just added the 2026 sequel Mortal Kombat II, which pits ninjas and movie stars against shape-shifting monsters with metallic teeth. The cult classic Evil Dead II depicts a different type of fight, a battle between lead star Bruce Campbell and his sentient severed right hand.
Tired of messy watermelon prep? The crisp taste 2-in-1 watermelon cutter slices neat cubes quickly, then switches to a retractable fork for easy serving with less mess. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/3 before it's gone.
While there's no physical fighting in Dumb Money, there's still a battle between Paul Dano's middle-class stock investor and Seth Rogen and Sebastian, Stan's financial bros over the future of GameStop, and, in a way, America's economy. 2021's Mortal Kombat didn't exactly score a flawless victory when it was released in theaters, as the COVID-19 pandemic was still in full force. The reboot was more of a tease than a faithful adaptation, and seemed more concerned with setting up the inevitable sequel than telling an entertaining story. 5 years later, that sequel has finally arrived, and surprisingly, Mortal Kombat II is actually decent because it gives its fanbase what it wants: non-stop battles between some of their favorite characters. There's a story, too. The evil Shao Kahn, Martin Ford, rules Edenia and stages a Mortal Kombat tournament to determine if he'll take over the Earthrealm. Lord Raiden, Tadanobu Asano, and Sonya Blade, Jessica McName, don't want that to happen, which is why they try to recruit movie star Johnny Cage, the boys Karl Urban, to their cause. But Johnny wants nothing to do with their shenanigans and rejects their pleas. Will Johnny change his mind and join the tournament? You don't hire an actor like Karl Urban and have him sit on the sidelines. Mortal Kombat II is nothing more than a series of fights between characters who wield all sorts of weapons and magical powers. It's a bit sophomoric, but that's what made the original games in the 90s so fun. Urban stands out as the vain Johnny, who finds his purpose in life by beating various ninjas and monsters to a pulp. The YouTuber known as Roaring Kitty is onto something. The alias for middle-class financial analyst Keith Gill, Paul Dano, Kitty has been buying up stock for the troubled video game company GameStop for a small amount of money. His followers do the same, which causes the stock to skyrocket in value. This attracts mass media attention, which exposes a hedge fund investment firm's attempt to short-sell the company's stock for profit. Based on real-life events, Dumb Money is a spiritual, if not literal, sequel to 2015's The Big Short. Like that film, it takes the unsexy topic of stock trading and makes it interesting by putting a human face on it. With an ensemble cast that includes Seth Rogen, Shailene Woodley, Pete Davidson, Sebastian Stan, and America Ferrera, the film tells its story using a variety of different viewpoints that encompass the 1% and everyone else. The result is a fascinating movie that shows how America's widening economic gap was briefly overcome by an average dude with a dream and a YouTube channel. All Ash Williams, Bruce Campbell, wants is to spend some quality time with his girlfriend, Linda Denise Bixler. He thinks a weekend at an isolated cabin will do the trick, but something unexpected happens. Linda becomes possessed by an evil spirit and attacks Ash. Ash has no choice but to decapitate her with a shovel and bury her in a shallow grave nearby, but that's just the beginning of a nightmare that seemingly has no end. Evil Dead II shouldn't work. It's a virtual remake of the original 1981's The Evil Dead, and has a small cast, one location, and a relatively simple concept that shouldn't sustain a full-length feature film. But due to Sam Raimi's go-for-broke direction and Campbell's wildly unhinged performance, Evil Dead II works as a horror movie with all kinds of gore, and as a comedy with moments of unexpected hilarity. When Ash is forced to battle his severed hand, the sequel attains a kind of blissed-out excellence no other horror movie has ever quite matched.